Hey, what's up, guys? I want to do a quick video here on a technical analysis of a security called NIO. Reason being is that I do have some friends who are watching this Chinese, so-called Chinese Tesla stock very actively, and so I figure, hey, making this quick 5-minute technical analysis video might be productive for them. And so right now, they did just release earnings today. Looks like they missed on their earnings, but that's sort of expected because this is still, to me, in my opinion, more of a venture capital-like type of stock that's traded publicly. Um, so if you look at the after hours right here on Google, it's down about 14, almost 15%, down about $1.48. And then if you have the more real-time charts over here, this is what it looks like, right? So, I had a lot of questions coming up to earnings, and so I just want to do kind of share what my take is on this and how I sort of interpret this market pullback or gap down post earnings or after hours. So basically, if you take a look, I normally like to look at the daily chart, and I'll start annotating right here. What I know about the company so far is, yes, if you look at the private transaction side, they 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 have high quality private investor funding. So guys like I believe Baidu and Tencent, if you guys don't know Tencent, they're China's, if I recall correctly, number one biggest company in China, and they own WeChat. And so they are backing this company, and so there's a lot of bullish hype or momentum behind the security. Though if you were to look at the financials or where they're at in terms of earnings, they weren't really making money. And so this is to me, before earnings, the classic buy the rumors, sell the news. Now post earnings, sell the news, right? So there was a lot of rumors or hype being built up into security, and so I just kind of want to point it out in this quick technical analysis series that I'm doing. So guys, we're looking at NIO right here on the daily chart. And I'm going to switch over to blue. I kind of like that. I prefer that color better. Uh, and so the security prior to earnings, which is today, right? This is the earnings right here. What happened? Well, it was stuck in this trading range, right? Between these two lines right here. Between it looks like about, you could say, one could say $8. That's probably where I would like to look at it. I know this line right here is drawn by Finviz, which is more objective or more robotic, I would say. But I'm looking at the $8 line and also the $6 line. So this thing IPO'd right here, had a large spike as high as almost $14, right? But it went back down into reality. I still think it could go a little bit lower to reality, but you never know with these type of hypey sort of high flying momentum growth stocks, right? With no earnings yet. And so if you look at it back in October after earnings, I'm sorry, after IPOing, it came down pretty hard and then gapped up and just went sideways, traded in this range for quite some time right here until most recently on earnings date it finally came over, right? So the classic high, well, you did see some high volume gap up right here, the classic buy the rumor, and now you see sell the news. So how do I think this will play out? Well, first of all, I do admit it did look kind of bullish after it broke out this range right here and started traveling higher. But if I were to trade that, I would have taken gains right before earnings. It's just, I get a lot of questions in terms of, hey, the stock's earnings coming up. How do you kind of predict where it's going? To be honest, watching the markets for several years now, I haven't met really anyone who could really predict the direction of earnings. And so, if you get some gains on, prior to earnings, I personally would take some off the table and maybe ride some free into earnings. So this is that example right here. So that's my quick take right here. I would have probably positioned in somewhere here, and then now on earnings today, I would have considered taking it out. And as a result, this is what happened. We're seeing a decline from 10 all the way down to $8 and almost 50 cents in the aftermarkets right now. So maybe later tonight I'll do a video on the fundamentals or earnings analysis of NIO. But for now, that's my quick take on the technical analysis up until the most recent quarterly earnings report. So this is Kay from Stocks All Day. I hope you guys enjoy. Thanks so much.